Hello everyone, welcome to our bench press tutorial video with Matthias and myself. What we're going to talk about today is the techniques that we use to teach the bench press for beginners and advanced level athletes, and the reasons why we use this technique. So first of all, I want to talk about the setting up the bench press before you even go down and attempt it. So what I'm talking about when I talk about the setup is the height of the bar when you're hopefully setting up for the bench press. You're able to adjust the height on something like this, which is a squat stand or a bench stand. But if you are using a typical commercial gym bench, that will have two settings typically, a higher and a lower rung. You want to use the lower rung on that bench, as what you want to do is try and make it as easy as possible for yourself to maintain that retracted and depressed position, or shoulder blades back and down position. I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the unracking component of that technique and remind you again. But what we have here is an adjustable height, so we've set it down to a position where it won't compromise Matthias's lockout position by maintaining his shoulder blades back and down while he's unracking. So to start off, I'm going to have Matthias sitting at the edge of the bench so that when he lies down, he's not going to hit his head on the bench. From there, he's going to slide up until his head is off the bench and having his feet flat on the floor, just below his knees. From there, he's going to move onto the balls of his foot and slide down until his eyes are behind the barbell. That looks like that, so his foot doesn't actually move. Now from there, he's going to try and crank his heels down into the floor, creating that arch or extension. From there, he's also going to simultaneously pinch his shoulder blades together and down into his back pockets, or retraction and depression of the scapula. From there, what we're going to now do is look at his grip. So I want most of you guys starting out to use what we call a comfortable grip, and not too excessively wide, as a wide grip requires you to have quite a lot of scapular control and strength in that upper back muscle. So for Matthias, I'm going to suggest that he grips with his pinkies around the rings located on the knurling. You guys can use this tip as well if you're not sure what grip you should use to start out. And if you're feeling strong and you're feeling confident to go a little bit wider, you can explore that as well. From there, his hand position, I want him to go from a flat palm to now slightly internally rotating the thumbs inwards, so that the bar is now placed upon the corner of your palm, directly on top of this bone called the ulna in your forearm. That is where most of the force should be carried in terms of the load. From there, just gently place your fingers on top of the bar, and no need to try and squeeze the bar to death, because the bar should just be sitting comfortably in that groove. From there, I want you to try and imagine pinching the shoulder blades back and down again, one more time with a deep breath, holding your breath, pulling the bar apart and locking out the elbows and unracking that bar, bringing it down towards the sternum. Now, the position should be directly above your shoulder blades, not your shoulder. In this position, maintaining that arch, heels down, shoulder blades back and down. Take another deep breath, small breath. Maintain that arch, pull the bar apart as if you're trying to break the bar, and bring the bar straight down. Pause for a second. Now come back up whilst maintaining that retracted, depressed position with a strong elbow lockout. Common mistake we see is, go back down again for me, Matthias. On the way up, you lose the retraction depression, so they tend to protract the shoulders. Can you show how not to do it? That's it. So that's natural human movement. Wrap that for me. Where our body tends to naturally want to protract as we push something away from us. But because we've got a heavy barbell, I want you to oppose that natural instinct by pulling the shoulder blades back and down. Same goes for that action happening when you're unracking the barbell. So I'm going to have Matthias demonstrate how not to unrack the barbell. And again, if you have it placed upon a rung that's a little bit too high, it's only going to exacerbate this problem. So the same setup, but now instead of maintaining that retracted and depressed position of the shoulder blades or shoulder blades backing down, he protracts as he unracks. You notice that position now, his shoulders are in a compromised position, and even if he tries to retract and depress again from here, it's never going to be as quite as tight as when you didn't have this heavy barbell pressing down upon your body. Now, there are a couple of things that we didn't address in this video, like for example, what do we do if your hips are tight? What do we do if this arch is uncomfortable or we're unable to retract and depress as much as we would like? These are topics that we will discuss in our bench press workshop that we'll be hosting in the link down below. Please register your interest and we will hopefully see you at the workshop.